Hi, good evening. So, I wanted to do another book review. And the book I want to review is Goddesses in World Mythology, a Biographical Dictionary by Martha Ann and Dorothy Imel. Now, this is a huge book, and it is a dictionary. So, what this is basically, it has all sorts of mentions on goddesses, and every one of them then gets such a tiny little entry like this. So just to take some examples. It has the goddess's name, so Leiritop. Leiriop. I'm not completely sure how to pronounce it, but yeah. It says which pantheon it is from, so it's a Grecian, and it says what qualities the goddess has, and this for this goddess is unknown, and then it has a short description. Mother of Narcissus, by the river god Capricus. Alternate forms Leiritop and Leirossa. So, but let's take another one. Just vi har Vegetanus, who is Roman, and her qualities are mother and guardian. And then it says a little description of her. Newborns were encouraged to cry by this goddess. And sometimes it has, like with this entry, it has Monaghan 1990, like which text mentions the goddess and so on. Now, this book has both some very good sides and some very bad sides. Now, I got this book way back, and I haven't used it a lot. Now, the reason why I haven't used it a lot is that the information is very small. Most of the goddesses don't get any more than 2 or 3 lines of information. Like, I read up everything that's said about the 2 I mentioned, so there's not a lot to go on. Some of the more major goddesses get a paragraph, but generally it's just a few lines. So, as a book to find out about goddesses, this isn't that great. However, what it is great for is that there are so many goddesses in here that I had not even heard of before, and it is a good place to start to research goddesses of a certain quality, or the more lesser known goddesses from various pantheons. I also very much like how this book is structured. So, what you get is you have a preference. I'm just gonna try to find that index. It's not that easy to come through this book because it's so huge, at least when I have a computer on my lap. So yeah, you have a list of consultants. So the book is very scholarly. It gives information on where they have gotten the information from, who has helped them, and their background, which I think that for some people who are more have a very scholarly approach to studying paganism or world mythology in general, then this book will be a very good book for them. And there's a guide on how to read it, like so. And I think that's very useful because it just tells you how to best use this information, so that you have an entry name, the people who worship this goddess, region, the translation of the name if when applicable, attributes, description, icons if that's applicable, a story, which is then very shortened, and most of them don't have stories because, like I said, the entries are very small. Cross references, synonymy, other names or spellings, and bibliographic citations. So not all of the goddesses will have all these categories. Most of them will only have the name, where they're from, and their basic attributes. So, yes. Yeah, anyway, what this does, I seem to have a problem finding that index, is that it goes by region. So you have Africa, Greece, Norse, and so on, which is very useful when browsing through. You might, for example, want to find out about African goddesses, then you can go to the chapter on African goddesses. Or you might want to try to find out about Greek goddesses, and you can go to that section. I also like that they do have in the back here, and I'm sorry for all this thumbing through the book, but it's not that easy to handle. That's one other thing that I could say is negative about the book, is that it's so big and in such an awkward format that this is really a book that you need to lie down on a table. Anyway, they have listed the goddesses by name, and then they list them both by nation, like they do here. And they also list them by quality. Like, here we have goddesses for poverty, goddesses for primordial beings, reptiles, sciences, selfishness, selflessness, sky and heavens. So you can browse for goddesses. It's a very bad way to say it, but yeah. For both, using both their qualities and the nation and pantheon they are part of. So I found the contents, and it has preference, acknowledgements, consultants, guide to entry format, and introduction. And then it has Africa including Egypt, Central America and Mesoamerica, Eastern Europe, Egypt, Africa excluding Egypt, and then they have a chapter on Egypt, Far East, Greek and Roman empires, Himalayas, Indian subcontinent, Near East, North America, Northern Europe, Oceania, South America, Southwest Asia, Western Europe. Then you have a big bibliography, index of goddesses by name, and index of goddesses by attribute. So, yes. Now, I think that the book itself is very good. It is nice scholarly work. It is very interesting to read about all these goddesses that are usually not mentioned. I mean, everybody knows of Freya and Aphrodite and so on, but some of these are very obscure, and it is very interesting to broaden your knowledge base by including these deities who are generally not that much mentioned. So, as a scholarly work, it is very good. However, the weakness of the book is in its scope. There are so many goddesses mentioned that there are just too little detail on them. This book is very good for, let's say, I want to make a ritual which have a Greek theme. So I want to, and that ritual is to, let's say, provide good weather. So I want to research goddesses that are associated with weather from the Greek pantheon, and I might want to broaden my experiences with the Greek pantheon and cooperate with some goddesses that I don't normally associate with. Then that book is excellent because I can just look up weather, nation, here we are. What it isn't very good at is giving details, because 3 lines of text doesn't say very much. So to me this is a book that I have on my shelf, and when I decide I want to learn about a goddess that might be a bit obscure, I just flip through it, I find an interesting goddess, and then I look through other books or the internet to find out more about her. Like, for example, let's have one here. Sud. She is from Mesopotamia. She's a Sumerian goddess. She is a goddess of agriculture, and as a description it says she is a corn goddess worshipped in the cities of Shorapak and Iresh, daughter of Ninsheb Baguru. And I'm again very sorry about my pronunciations. And called sort of Enlil. So yeah, I haven't heard about her before. I have read up a bit about Imel. So yeah, then I will probably go to a book about Sumerian mythology, or search it up on the internet and do my own research. The book is a very good study aid, but it's not that good on its own. As a dictionary, it's brilliant, but that's also all it is. So yes, that's my review of Goddesses in World Mythology, a Biographical Dictionary by Martha Ann and Dorothy Myers. Imel. And yes, this is a great dictionary on goddesses, but it just goes into too little detail on each goddess. And this book is published by Oxford Paperbacks. So, yeah, have a great day and blessed be.